Hello everyone, welcome to Science Mania. I am Ritika and today we're gonna do the class 7th chapter 3 fiber to fabric. In class 6th, you had learned about some fibers that are obtained from plants, and you had also learned about some of the fibers that are obtained from animals. Wool is obtained from the fleece of the sheep or the yak. The fleece is the hair of the sheep basically. Silk fibers come from the cocoons of the silk moth. So these are the types of fibers. So there are animal fibers, plant fibers, and synthetic fibers. So in animal fibers, there is wool and silk. In plant fibers, there is cotton and jute. In synthetic fibers, there is polyester and nylon. So in this chapter, we're going to talk about the animal fibers only, that are wool and silk. There are many other animal fibers as well, but in this chapter, we're going to focus on wool and silk only. So let's talk about wool now. So wool comes from sheep, yak, goat, and some other animals as well. So in the sheep, there are two types of breeds of the sheep that have different types of hair. So the first type of hair that the sheep have is the coarse beard hair, and the second type of the hair that they have is the fine soft under hair. So the fine soft under hair are used for the wool. Selective breeding. What is selective breeding? So in selective breeding, what happens is they choose the parents in a special way so that the kid should be special. Didn't get it? I'll explain. So the male and the female sheep will be of the fine soft under hair. They will have the fine soft under hair. So both of them are chosen, and then their kid will also be the fine soft under hair. So this is how they specially choose this is how they specially choose the kid, the parents for the kid. Now, in India, there are some types of breeds. Let's talk about them. So the first is the Lohi breed. It gives us a good quality of wool, and it is found in Rajasthan and Punjab. The second is the Rampur Bushehr. It gives you a good quality of wool, but the fleece that it gives is brown in color. It is found in Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. So let's talk about the Nali breed now. So the Nali breed is used for the carpet wool, and it's found in Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Let's talk about the Bakarwal now. It is used for the woolen shawls, and it is found in Jammu and Kashmir. The Marwari sheep. It is used for coarse wool, and it is found in Gujarat. So coarse wool is the blanket wool. It gives us the blankets. The Patanwadi. So the Patanwadi is used for hosiery. Now what is hosiery? Hosiery is the wool which is used for the socks, the stockings, and it is also found in Punjab. So what are the animals that give us wool? So that is not only sheep, but there are goats, camel, yak, llama, and alpaca. So let's see how the fiber is turned into the fabric of the wool. So the the fine soft underhair sheep have developed a thick growth of hair shaped for getting wool. So how does this wool come into this? Let's see that. So the first process is shearing. So what happens in shearing? In shearing, the process of the removal of fleece of the animal is known as shearing. So when the hair of the sheep is removed or any other animal, it is known as shearing. So you see, this person is taking out the fleece or the hair of the sheep. Scouring. After that, the sheared hair, the fleece or the hair that is taken off is thoroughly washed so that there is no dirt. So when they are thoroughly washed for cleanliness of the wool, that process is known as scouring. After that, the skin is sent to a factory where hair of different types are sorted. That process is known as sorting. So you see, there are different, there is the gray one, some of them are brown, so they are sorted. Like the coarse wool is sorted, the hosiery wool is sorted, and they are sorted like that. After that, what they do is they remove the burrs, the removal of burrs. Have you seen these small fibers coming, these small threads coming out from your sweater? So these are known as burrs. So what they do is they remove the burrs from the wool. So from the wool, they remove the small tiny hair that they see are coming out and they do scouring again. Let's talk about dyeing now. Then the fibers are dyed. What they do is they color the fibers. After that, knitting is done. So the fibers are then combed and then formed into yarns and then they are knitted. So how was it done? First there was shearing, then there was scouring, then there was sorting, then there was the removal of burrs, then there was dyeing, and then there was knitting. Let's talk about silk now. So the exact time of discovery of silk is perhaps unknown. So we don't know when silk was discovered, the exact time when it was discovered. But according to an old Chinese legend, the Empress Shi or Shi was asked by the emperor. So she was the empress and she was asked by the emperor Huati to find the cause of the damaged leaves of mulberry trees growing in their garden. So these empress and the emperor, they had a garden, and in that garden they had mulberry trees. So what happened is the emperor saw that the mulberry leaves were damaged. Someone was eating those mulberry tree leaves. So the emperor Huanti has asked Silangchi. So what the empress found small white worms eating up the mulberry leaves. So she noticed that they were spinning shiny cocoons around them. Accidentally, a cocoon dropped into her cup of tea, and the tangle of delicate threads separated from the cocoon. So what happened? One of the cocoons dropped into her cup of tea, and the delicate threads separated from the cocoon. So the cocoon is made up of small threads, no? So the threads separated from the cocoon. So this is how the she came to know, and the silk industry began in China and was kept a closely guarded secret for hundreds of years. So in China, first they kept a secret for hundreds of years. They kept it as a secret, and later on, the traders, the travelers introduced silk to other countries. So then they used to trade the silk to other countries, and the route they traveled is called the silk route. So the route that they go with the silk, take it to the other countries, that route is known as the silk route. So the silk fibers are also animal fibers. Silkworms spin the silk fibers. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. So when they obtain the silk from the silkworms, this whole process is known as sericulture. So let's talk about the let's talk about the life cycle of the silkworm. How does the cocoon grow? So the adult moths mate with each other. The female moth lays tiny eggs. Then from the tiny egg, a caterpillar hatches, and the caterpillar eats mulberry leaves and grows bigger. It goes through 4 molds. It goes through 4 steps. So first is this one, 2, 3, and 4. Then what the caterpillar does, the caterpillar spins a cocoon of silk threads around itself. Now inside the cocoon, the caterpillar changes into a pupa. Then some people unwind the silk thread from the cocoons to weave it into silk thread. So when the pupa is there inside the caterpillar, when the pupa is changed in from the caterpillar, it's under the cocoon, it's in the cocoon. So what some people do is they take the cocoon and then they take the thread from that cocoon and they weave it into the silk thread. And then the pupa changes into a moth, and then the moth comes out from the cocoon. Then they again mate, and then the female moth lays tiny egg. So this is how the cycle keeps going on. Then the healthiest moths are chosen for breeding and laying the eggs. Then the larvae that emerge once the eggs hatch are fed mulberry leaves. They continue feeding for 20 to 35 days. Then when the silkworm is about 35 days old, it starts spinning a cocoon. This process takes about 3.37 days to complete. Then the pupa inside the cocoons. So what they do is, some people just take the cocoon and leave the pupa. But some people, they take the cocoon and they put it in the boiling water. So the pupa gets scared, but the filaments, the threads start loosen and they start coming out. And then what they do is, from that cocoon they take the silk thread and they pass it through an eyelet, and then they reel it on a wheel. And after that, we get the filament, we get these threads, and they are washed, they are dried, and they are twisted to form yarn. Look how they're twisted. And then they twist it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you understood everything. If you have a doubt, then please do let me know in the comment section below.